Your mind is not lazy. It is afraid. Afraid of effort. Afraid of failure. Afraid of boredom. Afraid of becoming the kind of person who actually has to prove something. That is why you can scroll for 2 hours without noticing, but studying for 10 minutes feels like punishment. That is why you can stay up late watching strangers live their lives, but feel heavy when it is time to build your own. And the painful truth is this. Most people do not quit difficult things because they are weak. They quit because their mind has been trained to see difficulty as danger. So every time life asks them to grow, their brain whispers, avoid this. Escape this. Come back to comfort. But what if your mind could learn something different? What if difficult things did not feel like torture? What if discipline stopped feeling like a fight against yourself and started feeling like self-respect? Because the people who achieve meaningful things are not always the most talented. They are not always the loudest, smartest, or most confident. They are the people who have trained their mind to stop running from discomfort. They have learned how to make effort feel meaningful. And once your mind starts enjoying difficult things, your life changes in a way comfort can never give you. Look at the average day. You wake up, and your phone is already waiting for you. Notifications. Messages. Videos. News. People arguing. People flexing. People pretending. Before your feet even touch the floor, your brain has already received a hit of stimulation. Then real life begins. Work feels boring. Exercise feels hard. Reading feels slow. Silence feels uncomfortable. Deep thinking feels exhausting. Even simple tasks feel heavier than they should. And you wonder, why can't I focus? But the problem is not that your mind is broken. The problem is that your mind has been spoiled. Not because you are a bad person, but because modern life gives you too many rewards without requiring enough effort. Food without cooking. Entertainment without patience. Attention without connection. Pleasure without purpose. Your brain learns fast. It says, why should I struggle for a slow reward when I can get a quick one right now? And this is where most people misunderstand discipline. They think discipline means forcing yourself to suffer. They think it means waking up angry, hating your life, and pushing through pain like a machine. But real discipline is not self-hatred. Real discipline is emotional training. It is teaching your mind that discomfort is not an enemy. It is a signal. A doorway. A price you pay to become someone you respect. Because the mind does not naturally enjoy difficult things at first. It enjoys what is familiar. If comfort is familiar, the mind will crave comfort. If avoidance is familiar, the mind will crave escape. If quitting is familiar, the mind will protect quitting like it is your identity. That is why change feels so personal. When you try to become disciplined, you are not just changing your routine. You are challenging the old version of yourself that survived by avoiding pain. And that old version will fight back. It will say, you can start tomorrow. It will say, you are too tired. It will say, this is not worth it. It will even become philosophical and say, maybe life is about enjoying the moment. But be honest. Is it really enjoyment? Or is it escape wearing the mask of peace? There is a difference between rest and avoidance. Rest gives you energy. Avoidance slowly steals your self-respect. You know the difference by how you feel afterward. After real rest, you feel calm. After avoidance, you feel guilty, foggy, and slightly ashamed. That shame is not there to destroy you. It is information. It is your deeper self saying, this is not who we are supposed to become. The hidden psychological reason difficult things feel painful is because your brain connects effort with loss. Loss of comfort. Loss of certainty. Loss of control. Loss of the easy identity you already know. When you sit down to work on something difficult, you are not just facing the task. You are facing the possibility that you may not be as good as you hoped. That is why people avoid the gym. It is not only the workout. It is seeing how weak they feel. That is why people avoid studying. It is not only the book. It is realizing how much they do not understand. That is why people avoid deep conversations. It is not only honesty. It is the fear of being seen. That is why people avoid building their dream. It is not only hard work. It is the possibility of trying seriously and still failing. So the mind chooses something safer. A video. A snack. A nap. A joke. A distraction. Something that protects you from the discomfort of meeting yourself. But here is the strange part. The difficult thing you are avoiding is often the exact thing that would give you confidence. Not fake confidence. Not loud confidence. Real confidence. The kind that comes from keeping promises to yourself when nobody is watching. Every time you do something hard and stay with it, your mind records evidence. I can do this. I do not have to run. I am stronger than my mood. And slowly, the mind begins to enjoy the feeling after effort. Not because the task becomes easy, but because the meaning becomes stronger than the discomfort. This is the first shift. Do not try to love the pain. Learn to love the person you become after facing it. Most people fail because they wait to feel motivated before they act. But motivation is unreliable because it depends on emotion. And emotion changes with sleep, stress, food, weather, memories, messages, and sometimes for no clear reason at all. If your life depends on motivation, your life will be controlled by your lowest mood. Instead, build a new relationship with effort. Tell yourself, I do not need to feel ready. I only need to begin. Beginning is powerful because the mind fears tasks more before they start than while they are happening. The idea of cleaning the room feels heavier than cleaning the room. The idea of going to the gym feels heavier than the first set. The idea of writing feels heavier than the first sentence. The idea of changing your life feels impossible. But the next 5 minutes? That is possible. So make difficult things small enough that your mind cannot create a dramatic story around them. Do not say, I have to transform my body. Say, I will put on my shoes. Do not say, I have to become successful. Say, I will work for 20 focused minutes. Do not say, I need to fix my entire life. Say, today, I will not betray myself in this one area. This is not weakness. This is strategy. Your brain resists huge change because huge change feels threatening. But small consistent action feels safe enough to repeat. And repetition is how the mind learns to enjoy anything. At first, effort feels foreign. Then it feels familiar. Then it becomes part of your identity. And eventually, not doing it feels wrong. That is when discipline becomes natural. Not easy. Natural. There is a big difference. The second shift is to connect difficult things to identity, not punishment. If you exercise because you hate your body, the gym becomes a place of judgment. If you exercise because you respect your future, the gym becomes a place of loyalty. If you study because you feel stupid, learning becomes shame. If you study because you are becoming more capable, learning becomes power. If you work hard only to prove people wrong, your discipline will still be controlled by them. But if you work hard because you refuse to abandon yourself, your discipline becomes freedom. The mind enjoys difficult things when difficulty starts to match your identity. A runner does not ask, do I feel like running today, in the same way a beginner does. A writer does not wait for perfect inspiration every time. A confident person does not enjoy every uncomfortable conversation, but they value honesty more than temporary peace. The identity comes first in small moments. Not in speeches. Not in plans. Not in New Year promises. In the moment when nobody would know if you quit. That is where identity is built. The third shift is to reward effort immediately, not only results. This matters because results take time. Your body does not transform after one workout. Your mind does not become sharp after one study session. Your confidence does not appear after one brave action. So if you only reward results, your brain loses interest. But effort can be rewarded today. After doing the hard thing, pause for 5 seconds and feel it. Do not rush away. Tell your mind, this is what self-respect feels like. That small moment matters. Because your brain remembers emotional meaning. If effort always feels like pressure, your mind will avoid it. But if effort ends with pride, calm, and self-approval, your mind begins to connect hard things with strength. You are not addicted to laziness. You are addicted to the emotional state comfort gives you. Safety. Ease. Control. Escape. So you must make effort give you something emotionally powerful too. Pride. Clarity. Respect. Control over yourself. A quiet sense that you are no longer begging your mood for permission. That feeling becomes addictive in the healthiest way. The fourth shift is to remove the cheap rewards that make real rewards feel boring. You cannot make your mind enjoy difficult things while drowning it in easy pleasure all day. That is like trying to enjoy plain water after drinking sugar every hour. Your brain adjusts. Too much stimulation makes normal life feel empty. Too much scrolling makes reading feel slow. Too much comfort makes effort feel cruel. Too much entertainment makes silence feel like punishment. This does not mean you must live like a monk. It means you must protect your attention like it actually matters. Because it does. Your attention is the place where your future is built. Whatever controls your attention eventually shapes your identity. So create friction around your worst distractions. Move your phone away when you work. Do not start the morning with scrolling. Do not let every uncomfortable emotion become a reason to escape. When boredom comes, do not instantly kill it. Let it speak. Boredom is often your mind detoxing from chaos. At first, silence feels empty. Then it becomes clear. At first, focus feels painful. Then it becomes peaceful. At first, discipline feels like losing freedom. Then you realize it is the only way to stop being controlled by impulses you do not even respect. The fifth shift is to stop negotiating with the weaker voice in your head. You know that voice. It appears right before effort. It is clever. Calm. Reasonable. Almost convincing. You deserve a break. Just today. You can do it later. This is not the right time. You need to feel inspired first. Sometimes it is right. Sometimes you truly need rest. But often, it is fear pretending to be wisdom. So do not argue with it for too long. The longer you negotiate, the stronger it gets. Action must become your answer. When the mind says, I do not feel like it, respond with movement. Stand up. Open the page. Start the timer. Do the first rep. Write the first line. Make the first call. Your body can lead your mind. People think the mind must change first, then action follows. But often, action comes first, and the mind changes because it sees proof. This is why difficult things become enjoyable over time. Not because they stop being difficult. But because your mind starts trusting you. And self-trust is one of the deepest forms of peace. The consequences of ignoring this are quiet but serious. You do not wake up one day with a ruined life. You drift there through repeated small betrayals. Every time you avoid what matters, your comfort grows stronger and your confidence grows weaker. Every time you choose the easy escape, difficult things become more frightening. Every time you break a promise to yourself, your mind learns not to believe you. And eventually, you stop dreaming big not because you are humble, but because deep down you no longer trust yourself to follow through. That is a painful place to live. A person can survive there for years. Smiling. Working. Distracting themselves. Saying they are fine. But underneath, they know. They are not tired because life is too hard. They are tired because they keep carrying the weight of unused potential. But the good news is this. You do not need to fix everything today. You only need to stop teaching your mind that discomfort means danger. Start teaching it that discomfort can mean growth. That effort can mean respect. That boredom can mean depth. That discipline can mean love. Love for your future. Love for your peace. Love for the person inside you who is tired of being controlled by fear. The deeper truth is that your mind does not enjoy easy things forever. It only enjoys them for a moment. Then it asks for more. More stimulation. More comfort. More escape. But difficult things give a slower reward. A reward that stays. The pride after finishing. The calm after training. The confidence after speaking honestly. The dignity after doing what you said you would do. This is why the strongest people are not emotionless. They feel resistance too. They feel fear too. They feel the pull of comfort too. But they have built a relationship with themselves that is stronger than the mood of the moment. And that is what you are building. Not a perfect life. Not a perfect routine. Not a version of yourself that never struggles. You are building a mind that does not panic every time life asks for effort. A mind that can sit with discomfort without running. A mind that can look at difficult things and say, this may hurt for a while, but avoiding it will hurt for much longer. That is maturity. That is confidence. That is real strength. So the next time you face something difficult, do not ask, how do I escape this feeling? Ask, what is this moment trying to build in me? Because your difficult tasks are not just tasks. They are training grounds. The workout is training your patience. The book is training your focus. The conversation is training your courage. The lonely season is training your self-respect. The failure is training your honesty. The discipline is training your mind to stop worshiping comfort. And one day, the things you once avoided will become the things that make you feel alive. Not because they are easy, but because they remind you who you are becoming. So start small. Start today. Choose one difficult thing and stay with it a little longer than you normally would. Not to impress anyone. Not to prove some dramatic point. But to send one clear message to your mind. We do not run from growth anymore. And when your mind finally learns that hard things are not punishment, but proof of your own strength, your life will no longer be controlled by comfort. It will be guided by self-respect. And that is the moment you stop being a prisoner of ease, and become someone you can finally trust. If this helped you see yourself differently, subscribe for more deep psychology and self-improvement lessons.